Wow, I'm glad I'm out of there. Seastone's a dangerous place these days, but at least I can do something about it out. Presumably all these goods were delivered, or at least ordered, before Van Buren assumed power. I can't imagine any sane airship captain would dream of flying into Seastone right now. That crane's new. Seastone's merchants have been very creative where business is concerned. Someone once wanted to sell me a license for an apple. They didn't want the apple to belong to me, just the right to eat it. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have ended well had I agreed to that. However, there are unbelievable powers and great tragedies occurring up there. We just don't look carefully enough. As a child, I lay on my back next to my father in the elf burrow for nights on end. He told me of strange worlds, and sometimes when the night sky was particularly clear, I believed that I could recognize the star turtle with my naked eyes. From all good, all evil in this world, every elf, human, dwarf or gnome, all lovers, every idea, each work of art, everything that's ever been built, all this exists at one tiny little moment, surrounded by darkness. And yet, it's still worth fighting for, because our moment will only happen once. From up there, our problems must appear so small and insignificant, all good, all evil, and yet Wilbur wrote very excitedly to me that he, of all people, had been appointed as the first professor to the school. I think he was very proud. Those are the kind of... The Mage Tower in Seastone is notorious. It confuses people. It's said that visitors the town didn't like never...
Huh? Oh, it's you.
Working late, are we?
A merchant's work is never done. Now, if you don't mind, I'm off on holiday.
Who takes care of business when you go on holiday?
We don't get many walk-in customers nowadays. We concentrate primarily on production. But when I get back, I'm going to talk to the council leader about opening up new markets.
And these are tribbles that you're selling?
Fresh off the press, so to speak. The management's efforts have optimized production.
Then one just needs to find someone who wants something.
I'm working on that. In my opinion, every school kid in the land needs a magic. I'm going to speak to the council leader of the merch.
What did you say? Where's...
I didn't say anything.
And where exactly of those fluff...
Not in the...
And this privy doesn't lead there.
No!
Then may I use it? Or is the flush not working?
I don't know anything about any underground. I just want to earn an honest crust. Why does everyone seem to have a I'm taking these ghastly things to the school, then I'm out of it.
A great disguise for the secret entrance. No one would be keen to know whether things plopped into a... And the merchant was in such a fluster that he... Hello? Anybody there?
Hi, Vo.
Wilbur? What on earth have you been up to?
Well, you see, it's like this. And then he didn't pull us up. And then Timmy came and said you were in town. And then you called out, Wilbur, and I...
Thanks, I'm fully informed now. It's a pretty long story.
Yeah, but exciting too, right? And sometimes funny and a bit sad.
What's the next step? How are we going to change the Archmage?
So, actually, Wilbur was going to run away.
What?
That's water under the bridge. We have problems to...
Exactly. We can't simply leave the town to this. And from what we know, it's likely that Munkus is sneaking around here as well.
So what do we do?
First, I'm going to get you up here, I guess. Then we can work out together how to...
But Remy's right. As long as the wand still exists, there's no way we can defeat Van...
Master Alistair will know what to do.
Don't rely on me. Rely on yourselves and on your friend.
What? You have to speak...
That's what the Archmage always said. Remy believed him. That's why he took the matter into his own hands.
What's happened to Remy?
He's relying on me. I'll follow him and we'll find a way to destroy the wall. You pull the zombies and Nate up, and then come up with something for the Archmage. Maybe we can also help one another a little. Maybe we can use the basket to exchange items and talk to each other through the hole.
Okay.
Go get Esther, Gulliver. Time for some fresh air.
I don't know how to thank you, Wilbur.
It's all right.
Our second child will definitely be called Wilbur. What do you say, Nate? Want to see the stars?
But I can help. You sure can. If you hear terrified screams coming from the hole, then think of something.
You are going to find Uncle Remy, aren't you?
Of course. The rope has served me well twice already. Maybe it'll... The time had to come sooner or later. Ah! Oh! Hello!
Another one.
For years no one visits, and now all this activity.
Said the ugly dwarf, whilst peering into the darkness.
Hey, I'm not a dwarf, I'm a gnome. And Mum says I'm a handsome little fella too.
He said defensively, but this did not impress the darkness much. Next, the dwarf said,
Who are you? And why don't you come into the light so
We can't.
Well, we could. That we just don't want to. We are gods. We can do anything.
You're gods?
He froze, as if struck by a bolt of lightning, whilst the implications of this danced wildly around his head.
Actually, no, not really.
But you must. You are speaking to gods.
What exactly are implications?
Hey, hey! Two cannibals are eating a clown, and one says to the other, he tastes a bit funny.
Oh, do be quiet. I'm trying to create atmosphere.
Isn't it about time for a riddle?
Did a rat in a hat pass through here?
Asked the gnome in a brave voice. He, however, didn't know at this point that he would be leaving the caves without his friend.
You know something about Remy?
That's what one calls foreshadowing. It's a device used to keep the audience entertained.
Showing something other than complete darkness might also be helpful.
He's got to solve the riddle.
So what's with Remy? Was he here?
Oh, I've got another one. One politician says to the other, I don't know why no one likes us. We don't do anything.
And what exactly has that got to do with the story?
Not that I have anything against creepy voices from the dark, but maybe we could have a little light here?
Why is it dark? And what could you do to make it light?
The young hero stood in a beam of light, surrounded by the deepest darkness, and the voices...
Two trolls look up into the night sky. One asks the other, what do you think? Is there life on the moon? And the other replies, well, of course! There's a light on, isn't there?
Ugh.
Fantastic.
If you're gods, then...
Two trolls are looking up into the night sky, and one says to the other, what?
Not again.
Of course we could create some light. Or it could simply just be light in this cave. But where's the challenge?
But... Why does everything always have to be so complicated?
and stamped his foot on the...
Say what?
You have to stamp your...
What kind of gods are you?
Well, we are...
Wait! He has to create...
Thank you for the conversation.
Not without any light.
Hey, hey! Two cannibals are eating a clown, and one...
Well, that was a good one.
You scared him away.
He liked my jokes.
That's called irony.
But what's so funny about that?
Aside from the light coming through the hole, you can hardly see a thing. And I think I need more than just a torch or something like that. It sounds like I'm in a fairly large Hello? Are you still there?
Where else would...
Can't you give me a little help? There's a little rat sitting up there who misses his...
Emotion overcame the dwarf, and tears of anger and exhaustion
That's not true!
You must understand. The protagonist must come up against problems. No conflicts, no story.
Put as many obstacles in his way as you like, but can you still help me?
Perhaps a joke would calm the...
No.
I need to find a way to... It doesn't have to be a particularly bright light.
A riddle that must be solved. And the solution leads to more riddles.
As long as we get light, and we can start seeing something.
I just can't grope.
Thought the dwarf, who didn't want to be one, whilst dead-eyed.
Dead-eyed?
He thought, and instinctively took a step.
I didn't think it. I said it.
I noticed that too. Who does he keep talking to? Isn't he on his own?
I need to find a way to light this place. It doesn't have to be
a riddle that...
I just can't... Dead.
He thought.
I didn't think... Up's even worse than down.
Wilbur, have you found...
Not yet, but I'm working on... Looks like the Van Buren's girls' abominations have even found their way down here. Someone with taste couldn't bear to have this stuff around any... Mostly toys. And a hand mirror. I'm going to take it with me. Could come in handy. Very handy if one of us gets stuck at some point.
What?
Not that I'm not overjoyed to see you, but what do you do?
I need to talk to Archmage Alistair. There's a little...
Unless it's about catching flies with your tongue, he's not going to be any help to you at the...
Well, the problem can wait.
Monkus has completely disappeared since the fight.
Yes, I like flies to Arbor's pot. A little girl with seemingly unlimited magic. He'll try anything to...
And he can transform himself into anyone. Be careful about...
Who says he's up here? He could be down there with you. We must both keep our eyes peeled.
Remy said that much of the city's been...
Some buildings have been badly affected, but nothing that couldn't be fixed with a few... What's worse is that some people have also been transformed, and no one...
That is terrible.
Van Buren's intoxicated by power, worse than Joffrey. She's insane.
Luckily you're here, Ivo. We'll stop them.
Wouldn't be the first.
For my search for Remy, I need something I can use to light it.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Thanks. Where's the council leader? Whatever you do, don't let her catch...
It's okay. She's on her way to the Elf Burrow. She wants to pay my mother of...
Doesn't that worry you?
Nah, she'll get nowhere in the Elf Burrow. Elf protective magic.
So it's just a question of how long it takes Van Buren...
She'll be furious. It's best we're no longer here by the time she gets back.
I have to get going.
Good luck. I get the impression they would go through thick and thin together. They simply belong together. I'm really... Hi, you two.
Oh, hello.
I've not had the pleasure of making your acquaintance yet. My name's Ivy.
My name is Gulliver. This is my enchanting... Our son down there with the ogre is called Nate.
Nate?
Nate, yes. Named after a true hero and good friend. It was down to him that Esther and I got together.
About Nate. You haven't seen...
Unfortunately not. We would have loved to have had him at our wedding, but...
I'm sure he's out there in the big wide world, helping.
But he left his love behind in the
Do you know?
That deceitful hypocrite who disappeared in the middle of the night with no explanation and leaving me standing there like an idiot. No, I don't know him. It's not safe for you here in...
I know, but where else can...
People think that we eat their brains. But to be honest, they really don't taste...
Ew. Well, perhaps you'd be better off in the wildlands. There are loads of people like you there.
Why do we have to go? Just because other people have a problem with us? That...
Wilbur talked about the machine that you built together. Maybe you can bring it up here and build slates for yourself when everything's returned to normal.
I don't think so. Only Bill knows where to get the intelligence, and he'd claim I've stolen his idea. He can afford ghouls. Worse, lawyers. Anyway, where am I going to get the gold? Who would even lend me a copper piece?
Don't give up, sunshine. Small setbacks are a part of death.
Esther's right. Those who fight may lose, but those who don't fight have lost already.
Says the young, pretty and rich elf princess.
I've got to go now.
Bye.
Bye. A two-headed ogre. Rather rare and pretty complicated, anatomically speaking. Good evening, gentlemen.
Mademoiselle.
Fat elf!
My name is Ivo, and you...
Not Princess Ivo.
Yep, that...
It's an honor. Although, considering the current situation...
I still don't know your name.
Oh, excuse...
Please, call me Ivo.
My name is Zloth.
Blow!
Perhaps you could explain to me what's happened here.
Mage? Me?
Why's Sloth always say?
Not after what happened to the other mage.
What's happened?
Oh, nothing. But I've definitely given up, and therefore I...
A friend of mine who's active in the...
I'm no longer a mage, and because I'm no longer a mage, like, for example, this clicker, which can capture starlight.
Good job that you aren't a mage anymore. Now I can give this thing to my friend, who's not on a wanted list and who's also not in the resistance.
Why talk so strange?
You're much too suspicious, dear Blau.
Nice shop.
Candy floss? Puppy?
It's dreadful. We had such a lovely inn. Subdued lighting, smoky air, and lots of alcohol. And now...
Lollies! You in! Lollies!
A whole building has been transformed permanently. How does she do?
Are you?
You what?
Blout should tell council leader if people expire.
You're spying for the council leader.
Blout's afraid the merchant council leader's daughter might turn him into a little girl with pigtails if he doesn't cooperate with them.
We shouldn't give away that daughter.
No, Blout.
Then that's okay. Sloth?
Yes.
What is...
Blout, I don't think you should spy.
Blout not want to spy.
I was all for fleeing, but Blout wanted to stay and hide.
Quite difficult, given your size.
Blout bought this.
Maybe not, but what about...
Have you still got the disguise you were going to use to hide from the council?
Still?
Would you
You want Hive?
No, I just want to secure the disguise.
Otherwise, the rebels could get hold of the disguise blount. Do you want to be responsible?
No! Here!
Thanks for the chat.
You were like a beacon of light in the darkness.
This is Nate. His name isn't his fault. I'll try to be nice to him. Hello, Nate. Are you interested?
He says, finally I know where all the rubbish comes from.
You can understand him.
It's quite obvious what he thinks of this junk. I think he says one could also build something useful out of all this.
If I do my job right, then soon I'm going to be an enemy of the state. And looking at this regime... Of course, statues will always be the first to lend their support when there's a revolution. I'm not sure who this statue's meant to be, but I'm certain that the council leaders' people have defaced it. From celebrated hero to enemy of the state number 0. Steep career path. When the cat's away, the mice will play. Let's go in. What the? You could have hit me.
Yeah, whatever. No one's allowed to enter the school as long as the council leader's away.
Council Leader Van Buren.
She didn't tell me. She only told me to knock the head off anyone.
Oh, presumably she forgot to mention it. She'll be very angry if I don't bring her what she requests.
Angry with you, not with me.
Oh, somebody's really on the ball here.
Yeah, no problem for a professional.
Oh, I'll mention that in my...
What report?
Oh, I'm not really permitted to tell you, but let's just say a positive...
But I'm exactly where I want to be.
Really?
Sure, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
You really must have a ball every...
A smart guy like me can really make good in this world.
But you're destined for greater things. Go out.
I could, but I don't wanna. Let everyone else bumble around if they wanna. They always come crawling back, and I just say, deal with your own shit, you bumblers. Ah!
Oh, what a delightful conversation.
Well, it's no surprise you liked it. Conversations with the one and only Grumda Klimpus are always a laugh. It was rather but you did your best. Of course you are. And I'm gonna...
You wouldn't hit me.
Despite the fat belly and skinny legs.
Will you please let me in?
Listening's an art. N-O. No.
His general appearance is not exactly pleasant, and his most defining feature is his melodious stink.
Think you're something special because you know all these long words, eh? Pathetic.
I can't risk starting a fight with the troll. Yeah, I could get past him, but he might follow me and wake up half the town in the process. Annoyingly, I can't trick him either. He's just too stupid for that. Right then, capture Starlight. That is beautiful. Wilbur?
Yes?
I've captured a bit of starlight for you.
Really?
I'm going to send the clicker down in the basket. You must wait until you're in the dark.
Got it.
There's a fully grown troll with an axe. Is there another way into...
If we had some fireplace travel powder, you could...
Fireplace? I'm sure there isn't a fireplace in there. Presumably it's now a doll's house.
Maybe the fireplace in the library's still okay.
Worth a try. Just missing the powder now.
It's on the headmaster's desk.
Which brings us back to the start of our...
Yep.
That's all for now.
See you later. The basket will let Ivor and I... Very... Wow!
Oh, that's bright.
I can see.
By God, you've got old.
You're only statues.
We are gods, trapped in statues. That, by the way, is a very exciting...
Could someone help me up? Thank you.
Hey, all this light reminds me of a joke. Two trolls look up into the night, and the other...
Maybe you could just lie him face down in the sand.
This lake looks weird. The water is so dark
Oh, it's real water.
that I could just swim to the island.
Oh, I wouldn't try that.
And if I build a raft and get myself...
No boat can cross this lake, spoke the mighty voice of the... We can only explain to you how to get over the lake.
Maybe the lake is cursed. I can feel something evil. The gods must know how to cross a lake.
Yes, we do.
An island in the lake with the ruins of the creepy... That's Remy's shrinking ring. That means he was here. Remy! A statue. Half buried. Seems there's no god stuck inside it. At least, she hasn't said a word so... A statue. So you're gods in statues? Did someone imprison you?
And so it came to pass that the young hero encountered...
The statues depict us. They are
I always thought gods lived somewhere up in the sky in really stylish clothes.
I have lived in many temples, all of which were dedicated to me. The faithful met in them, and they all paid homage to me, the god of riddle.
And then you were forgotten and ate sand for a few centuries.
That one calls himself Jerry, the god of bad joke.
The god of humor.
That is Avini, goddess of the arts, and I...
Hypnis, the chatterbox.
the god of good stories.
One picture speaks more than 1,000 words.
Hello.
Said the young hero, and then...
I still don't understand why you're here and not... I mean, you're gods.
Of course we can. Well...
In reality, though, no one has believed in us for a long while.
I thought...
Nah.
We get our power by people believe it can be a great power. A power that can move mountains.
But if no one believes in you anymore, nothing remains.
Our temples were destroyed centuries ago, or rededicated to... These 4 statues. If they disappear, we, like our religion...
I think my friend Remy's on the island over...
Now, it's quite simple.
No, it isn't. First, he's got to answer some riddles.
Oh, we've already done with the light. Can't we simply get on with the story?
Previously, people honored us, gave us offering.
I can't build you a temple.
No, but you can honor us, so that we will bestow our...
You are, awesome.
How pitiful.
You must give each of us an offering, or fulfill for each of us.
Yes, and only when you've won over 3 of us will we reveal...
People, gods, whatever you are, this isn't a game. Remy may be in danger.
When he is in the Temple of the Nameless One? For sure.
Another reason for you to hurry. Chop chop, mortal. Win our favor.
I've always liked stories.
Yes, one of my finest.
You wrote the...
I wrote all stories. Boy falls in love with girl, hooker with a heart, happy ending, all my inventions. Everything since is just variations on a...
Wow.
I also invented the words and, wide, and... The last has, however, not been accepted.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. My vote would be to get the story moving again.
We agreed that he has to complete a task for each...
But you don't know what happens on the island. It will be very exciting and...
What's happening on the island?
Down here, riddles must be solved if you want to get any further. Just like in the good old days.
Okay then. A task.
That's hardly a suitable task.
Storytelling is not easy. It has to be a creative, exciting story. Come on, gnome. Think up a story to...
Well, a boy... Then he realizes he has superpowers after being bit...
Aha! Gripping storyline, exciting characters. What are the further developments?
Yes, well, then next... He can escape the aquarium where he was trapped the whole time.
And then, the twist. Ah, very original.
But...
You've got my support, my young friend.
So, 1 got down, 2 to go. Good day.
Do you wish me a good day? Or mean that it is a good day whether I want it or not? Or that you feel good this day? Or that it is a day to be good?
If you're the god of puzzles...
Why?
Why does everything have to be so complicated? An unlocked chest? Someone who just helps? For free? Is that too much to ask for?
Nothing worth having in this world simply falls into your...
Yes, but chess puzzles to open doors? Complicated machines in submerged temples, machines that must have been completely pointless when the temples were still in operation.
I agree. This is all just a distraction from the story.
I don't know what the problem is. Doing a little dance to create a flash of lightning? That's brilliant.
I guess the only way to gain you...
No tasks. Riddle. If you ask me a question I can't answer,
That's...
My first riddle for you goes like this. What has roots nobody can see, towers beyond the tallest tree, never grows to get this high, but reaches up towards the sky?
Roots that nobody sees, higher than a tree, but never growing. A mountain. Could be a mountain.
It is a mountain. Well done. Now, it's your turn. Ask me a question.
What is the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything?
41.5.
Are you absolutely sure?
Of course, I am the god of riddles. I'm absolutely all-knowing. Others may get their sums wrong, not I.
But...
My turn. 30 white horses on a red hill. First they champ, then they stamp, then they stand still.
"30 white on a red hill. Teeth? Teeth!
Well, I never. That's correct. Clever little fellow.
What have I got in my pockets?
Some bits of fluff and a ring, a shrinking ring, a mirror, a magical device that some people call and... No, that's all.
Wow, impressive.
Yep. Yes, god of riddles, all-knowing and almighty. Nice to meet you. My turn. Voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless mutters.
Screaming, flying, bite.
Oh, all right, yes. But that was easy. Your turn.
If you're all-knowing and all-powerful,
Of course.
But if you're all-knowing, you would know the answer to everything.
Of course I know.
Here's the deal. You give me your favor.
With that, the actual task which I set, without your knowledge, is... You have won my favor.
And that's 2 gods in the bag. Yoo-hoo.
Oh, young friend.
The god of humor. Wow. Sounds like you'd have a lot to laugh at.
Oh, of course! It'd be a sorry state of affairs if I did.
It is really bad if one constantly has to hear the same joke.
Oh, you just haven't got a sense of humour. One politician says to the other, or do you...
Yes, we know it.
Party poo.
As you're in such a good mood, you...
Oh, comedians always have a dark side.
And what do you know about...
I am the god of humour. I invented badumtus.
Yes, only so that people will know when they have to laugh.
Oh, yeah. 2 cannibals are eating a clown. One says, eh?
Ha, 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 ha. That was new.
You see? It's a tough business making people roll in the aisles. You lot just don't realise that because you've never tried it. Hey, that's it. That's the task I'll set you, mortal. Make me laugh.
You want me to tell you a joke?
One that's so funny, it makes my stomach ache with laughter. Oh, it'll have to be...
I don't think I know it.
Oh, come on. Most aren't of a standard high enough to make a god laugh. But anyway, ask around and...
I have to go. Hi.
Hello.
The art? Is that like when you make a face out of macaroni and glue it to some paper?
Art is everywhere. There is nothing in... That's why I'm the most...
The world consists of story.
Now, you both know the world would be terribly dull with...
Every time a painter picks up his brush, a sculptor his chisel, or a bard his lute...
The painters and sculptors sing too.
Leave it, Gnome. She's not so good with words.
And what do I have to do to gain your...
Well, you don't appear to have a cup of wine on you. Can you dance?
Of course.
Okay, my first request, don't. And don't ever think about dancing again. Painting, sculpture.
To be honest, I'm a cracking dancer, but I'm...
Then best leave art to the professional. I would love to sing again, but bring me a tuning fork or something of that kind. When I hear the notes, I'm sure it would all come flooding back to me.
What exactly?
I would love to sing again, and I haven't heard any decent melodies for centuries.
Something to make sounds. I have to go.
Go forth and create something.